The first step in batik, you need to have a thoroughly clean fabric. You can't have her there. We're going to be using 100% cotton. That's one of the very common fabrics used in Indonesia to do batik, and as well as silk. What we need to do is get really hot water, and then we're going to add two things. We're going to add soda ash or sodium carbonate for its cleansing purposes to remove any kind of oil. And we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon per half pound of fabric. So we're just going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of Centrapol, which is just a commercial name for dish detergent. It's a really mild detergent. It'll just help clean. And then we're going to mix it around.
Step in and make your batik, and we're just going to be framing the cloth here.
And this is, we need a really tight fabric to put our wax design on. Alright, so this is batik wax. It's actually a combination of two different waxes. If you're like really into doing batik, like the Indonesians, you mix your own wax, but for our purposes we're going to use pre-mixed wax. And we're going to put it in my fondue pot. It's best to keep it at a stable temperature, and you don't want it to smoke like that because it's releasing toxic gases. Okay, so right now Sita is filling the tanting tool, which is a wax application tool, with the hot wax from the fondue pot. And she is now going to put her design on the cotton.
Okay, the wax is really hot, so I need to be careful. I'm just going to design a couple of dots.
Very nice. Now we have Wes. He's working on a secret message. Wes seems to have a gift for this.
Not so much.
Our next step today is we need to soak our fabric. So right now Wes is pouring 1/2 gallon of water that's held at room temperature. And now Sita and Wes are gonna remove their masterpieces
Without showing the secret message.
without showing the secret message. And they're gonna place that in the wash. And this is gonna soak for 15 minutes. The whole piece of fabric wet. We have our Pro Chemical Reactive Dye. And then we're gonna be using blue. Probably put the secret message in blue. And again, just really 1/8 teaspoon. We are removing the fabric that we soaked for 15 minutes. And we're just going to set it over here while we start mixing up the dye. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a 1/6 cup of salt to each 1/2 gallon. Westy pink.
Now the fabric goes into the dye. Now we're going to use some sodium carbonate, exactly 1 tablespoon, and 1 cup of warm water to help set the dye.
Back in here our tray, and we'll add a 1/2 cup reactor to each dye here, and place our cloths back in for 45 minutes.